welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my full review of last night's episode of Manifest, which was Manifest Season 2, Episode 12, Call Sign. Now, before I get into the video, just a couple of quick things to mention. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe if you are a fan of the TV show Manifest, because I keep you guys up to date as I possibly can with everything that's going on. And second, I am a huge Zeke and Michaela fan. I know that some of you guys get upset when I say that I'm not a fan of Jared, but I'm sorry, I'm just not. I don't think Michaela and Jared belong together anymore, and I'm sorry. So, while you're watching this video, just please keep in mind that I'm a fan of Zeke and Michaela together, and nothing is going to change that, so please don't comment anything nasty to me, because I've been getting so many nasty DMs being like, you suck, Jared and Michaela belong together. Guys, it's a show. It's not real, okay? If it makes you feel any better, Melissa and the guy who plays Jared are together in real life, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, it's a show. So, last night's episode, we opened with everyone getting ready for Michaela and Zeke's wedding. Now, I had extremely mixed emotions going into this episode. I was extremely excited, because it was the wedding, but I was also extremely sad and broken because I knew Zeke was possibly going to die, while watching this episode. So I was I want Monday night to come, but then I don't. So going into it and watching it, I've only seen it once while I'm making this review, because I want to give you guys the most realistic review I possibly can and my first initial thoughts and stuff like that. So going into the episode, I didn't know how it was going to play out. I didn't know if it was going to be more happy emotions or stressed out. I don't know if it was going to be a happy wedding vibe or just everyone's stressed out because Zeke only has 2 days left and whatever. So, going into it naturally, then I was like, oh great, we're in for a fun time. I loved in this episode how they had a little bit of a break with the callings. We only saw Ben help out thought he helped out a passenger when they both saw the plane explode, and he helped the passenger with his guilt about him thinking that everything that happened on Flight 828 was his fault. That was the only thing we had with the callings in last night's episode, which I thought was really good. I know that Manifest is all about the callings and stuff, and I like that part of the show, but I was very happy last night that we had a little bit of a break from it. It was still there, and we still knew the callings existed, because Ben had one, obviously, last night, and then one of the callings led him to their mother's wedding veil, which I'll get to in a second, because I literally couldn't take it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard of in my life. I thought it was great. But, like I said, I like that we got a little bit of a break from it, and a little bit of happiness got to be sprinkled in. But then it got to be destroyed again because Zeke's dying. Love that. I also loved in this episode how everyone was just together. There was, all of it. TJ were together, Zeke and Michaela were together, Grace and Ben were together. There was no conflict between Jared and Zeke and Michaela, which I have said multiple times I am not a fan of at all. And I was right when I said that I think Jared and Zeke were gonna have a mini conversation, and Jared was gonna be for what it's worth, you are good to Michaela or whatever. And that kind of happened, and I was like, yay. But then Jared left the wedding, which I completely understand, but I do think that that's gonna leave room for a very, very good conversation between Zeke and Jared if he doesn't die. And then if Zeke does die, which I don't think he will, if he does die, then I think it's going to open a conversation between Jared and Michaela. But the number one thing I have to talk about is the wedding, obviously. The wedding scene was so good. I loved it. My favorite part of the entire episode, though, was the most realistic part, where Michaela was like missing her mom and like being like, you know, what would she do if she were here, Dad? And then like Michaela's dad being like, well, I don't know, but I'm here for you. I think that that is the most realistic thing that they could have done, because in the truth of it is, her father is not her mother. Her father's a different person than her mother. But who helps the girl on her wedding day? It's her mom. But she ain't there. So I was just like, okay, that's so sad. And I was like, okay. I was watching it with my mom and dad, and my mom just kept looking at me because I was like making all these like sounds of being like, because I was just like so sad, but also it was so perfect, and I was like, the last thing I have to talk about is the whole shadow thing. I hate that. I hate it so much. I hate how they kidnapped Cal. If you haven't seen the final scene, the 3 guys that was arrested last week broke out of jail. Are you surprised? Not really, because I kind of predicted it. And they showed up at the wedding, waited for everyone to be gone, and then when Cal was out playing with the sparklers, they like kidnapped him. And I was like, okay, that was predictable, but are you kidding me? Did that have to happen? No, it did not. I personally thought this episode was really great. The acting in it was phenomenal, especially between Matt Long and Melissa. I think it was perfect, as well as Josh Dallas and the entire cast, to be honest. I think Melissa's acting really stood out in this episode, as well as Matt's, but I think that a very close actor that deserves that doesn't make sense. An actor that deserves a lot more credit for what they're doing in the show is Luna Blaze. Her acting in this episode, I don't know what it is, but I loved it. A lot of people are hating on the child actors in this series, which in I guess the way I would look at it would be Luna and Jack, but I personally loved their acting in this episode. I thought it was great, and I also loved the scenes between Zeke and Cal. I'd also like to point out that I also called that conversation as well. If you guys saw my predictions video for that last night's episode, I also said that Cal would spend time with Zeke and be like, I don't want you to die, and he literally started crying, and then Zeke started crying, and then Hannah started crying, and it was a lovely time. No, it really wasn't. I was like, okay. I literally was like, because obviously I can't jump up and down, right? Like, I can't like start running around whenever I get excited or whatever. So literally the entire time I was just sitting there like, ah! And my mom literally looked at me and she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And then Zeke's gonna die in next week's episode. Maybe. I made a whole video talking about if Zeke's gonna die or not. Check it out. But I loved the scenes between Zeke and Cal. Okay, they were my favorite things in the world. I need more of them in my life, and Zeke better not die. Okay? Okay. Great. Because I was like, my heart can't take any more of this. What's going on? I don't know. Am I enjoying this? Yes. Am I gonna cry? Yes. Is Zeke gonna die? No. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that review. If you want to see more videos like this, I'd consider subscribing. Also, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. But I'm guessing if you watched this video until this point, you are a fan of the TV show Manifest. So if you want to subscribe, it's the red button down below. Make sure you hit the notification bell. That's next to the subscribe button. Just make sure you hit subscribe first, and then a little bell icon will show up next to it, and then make sure you set my notifications to all so you never miss a video. And thank you guys so much for the support recently. It means so much, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.